Greetings, King Khalid. Once again, we're here for another segment where we just really wanted to get into more of your stories and anecdotes and some of your opinions on recent current events and the climate of hip-hop and news right now. But first I want to ask you, what's inspired your fashion? You're looking good in your garbs and stuff. You want to speak on where you get that from?
I always been fly. You know what I'm saying? Ask me. I always been fly.
Yes, sir.
It's in my nature.
You got the signature hat look. Can you speak on like when you started wearing that hat, what it represents, and everything that goes with your, so you kind of have a signature look that you're known for.
Yeah, it's when I first accepted Islam, I was in New York City. I may have told this story, but it was he was performing. Rakim was performing. Dougie Fresh came out first. That's when he came out in the big Ball of the World. That's when hip hop was real. You know what I'm saying? As far as, everybody had their act. That's when it was fly, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't have a lot of naked hoes, naked females dancing. They didn't need all the dramatics because they was the pinnacle. They are the ones, they shine.
They had character.
They had their own shine. They didn't need gimmicks to be, great and have a good show.
They had star power.
They was the show power. But yeah, what I was saying, it was Dougie Fresh. Then Rakim came out. That's when he had the big diamond pyramid. The big gold pyramid. It was cold. Then after he performed, he rocked. First, I think Karis One came on first. And he was calling out some dude named Alphabet or something like that. He was like, come on down. Tell a nigga come on down if he's in the house. That's how confident he was. He was already, the shit, you know what I'm saying? And he already knew, his skills and his ability. Yeah, but you know what? I wanted to walk down there and get on stage and battle him. I wanted to battle him that night. But I was working, I had glow lights. And I probably really wasn't prepared because the scenery was so intimidating. You know what I'm saying? So I probably really wasn't prepared. But, I was always on his ass, in the background. But anyway, when I went upstairs, after that nigga told me, get off the floor before I get bum rushed. I'm saying? That was my key, to move. So I moved on top. And it was a Muslim brother. And he was talking about Allah. There was two other brothers on the side of me. Yeah. And when I looked up, like came out of the spell, they were gone, the other two brothers on the side of me, and I was still there. So I was listening, and I had met this young little femme from Jamaica. She was cold, beautiful little thing. And she was telling me about I and big God and the little God, and I was listening to she turned me on to, Rasta music, reggae music.
Okay.
Because I really wasn't plugged into it.
They just had the Reggae Fest here recently too. Did you attend that?
Yeah, I missed it. Yesterday I missed it.
Okay.
Yeah, but she plugged me into it, you know what I'm saying? So I knew I wasn't no God. As bad as I was. I'm like, don't never think you're a supreme being. You know what I'm saying? You're a man. You have to learn to become a man before you can be anything else. So a lot of these niggas out here, flexing, talking about they gods. But be a man before you can be anything.
The God Rakim.
You know what I'm saying? Them are just slogans. You know what I'm saying? Them are just slogans. That's why I wanted to battle. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you ain't no God. You know what I'm saying? Prove to me you're Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I love Rob, but we still got a battle.
Still have your day every day.
And Karis One. We got a battle.
Every dog has his
Busta
day.
Rhymes. Nas.
Okay. So who did you have winning in some of the beef that we've seen?
But I forgot how so when I came home, I told my father, I said I want to be a Muslim. In my Abba. So he took me to his one of his friends. His name was Bilal. He said, if he praying, he's not gonna open the door. So he just took me. It was like a mission or something. You know, he taught me the street life. You know,
Did he influence your fashion? He used to dress?
No. I always was fashionable, but I didn't have the Islam in me. Okay. So when Bilal, you know, he took me to Bilal's house, and Bilal opened up the door. Bilal, you know, with a big old smile. You know what I'm saying? My Abba told him, he said, you know, he want to be Muslim. Bilal just looked at me, and we went in. Like that was his mission, to drop me off. You know, from the streets to the spiritual life. So he dropped me off, and we made prayer. It was about time for Isha. We made Isha prayer. And ever since then, I've always been with Allah.
So what did you think? What did you feel like the first time you made Salat and the first time you got into it? Was it strange for you at first, or did it feel natural?
It was just all natural. You know, and one thing that made me realize that this is the truth. Because I was bad, and I'm telling you, you know, man, your Abba, he was on the beat. You know what I'm saying? We had women everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have no discipline.
Right.
So, you know, we made prayer. I seen a globe moving on the ground, and I was looking around, and it was dim. There wasn't no light in the house for no the light to come through, but it was a globe moving on the ground, and that was my indication that this is the truth. Because I always seen things as a kid, but you know, that was that. But when I seen that, you know what I'm saying, that put the stamp that this is the truth. So ever since then, I was on the mission to find the Creator.
Okay.
But I always been fashion. I always, you know, I always rock my crowns from, you know.
So I know you talked about wanting to. Well, I'm glad you answered that question. And I'm sorry. Continue. You said you always wore crowns and stuff.
Yeah, I first got a hat made in 19. I mean, what's one? Yeah.
Custom made, tailor made hat.
Yeah, custom made. I always got my clothes custom made. Was it when Rakim came out? A year before Rakim came out, and before the X Clan, I was always rocking a crown. I'm gonna show you the first one I got made even before they were even heard of. But anyway, yeah, you know, I always, you know, try to be fly. It was a brother. He nasty dude, but he is my beautiful brother, though. I love him, but you know, artists sometimes they can be some nasty people. You know, yeah, you brilliant, but you know, sometimes they have a nasty disposition. You know, but you know, there's a brother named Lil Moore. You know, he the one designed the cover of my book I wrote called Play Me Girl.
Okay.
You know, I just needed re-edited. That's why I really never, you know, try to promote it, because I couldn't find nobody to edit it correctly for the intellectual. So I wrote it like a conversation. Like we talking, so it reads like a conversation. And maybe I overreached my hand because I don't think like the typical, you know, man. So I wrote it like the biblical, you know, the original biblical language. I wrote it from left. It reads from left to right, not right to left. Because that man changed everything. He turned us backwards, just like he turned the maps of the world backwards. So everything we looking at is backwards. It's deception. It's the matrix.
So that's your book, Play Me Girl. Can you speak a little bit about what's that about, and what was your inspiration of creating that, and when did you create that?
I wrote this in 2011. 2011. This has been sitting. But it was something that's hit me. I told one of my homies when I was working, I said, man, you know, I'm going to write a book. Believe me, I never wrote 36 pages of nothing in my life. No book reports or nothing. I don't know how I got out of college. I mean, out of high school. I got my diploma. My last name was a letter missing. I didn't complain at all. I didn't have to fuck walking down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? Allah gave me my diploma. You know, but yeah. But yeah, it's about a a girl named Play. She was raised by Grandma Lulu. She was raised in a brothel. But it has nothing to do with that. It's just where she was raised, she was taught to watch, listen, and learn. So she developed all the skills of all the hustlers, all the, the prostitutes, how they used to talk to her and educate her. But Grandma Lulu, she was very spiritual. But what she had to learn at the age of 13, she told her mother that her boyfriend, her stepfather, was trying to come on to her. But her mother took his side and abandoned her daughter, kicked her daughter out the house. See? So at the age of 13, she hit the streets, but she had to learn to use her mind instead of her body. So she became successful and she opened up a brothel because she knew the ladies of the night, they needed help somewhere to rest their head, and someone to manage them correctly. So she was I wouldn't say she was a madam, but she was a giver. A giver and a helper. So, yeah, it's heavy. It's real deep.
That's real deep. That's a deep story and a concept, and and a message, about using your mind, and coming from a dark circumstance. But where'd you get that inspiration? Did you draw that from your own life or from some life that you witnessed?
It just hit me. It just hit me, and I sat right there in the corner of that chair. I wrote for 8 hours straight. It was just pouring down. I can see it. I wrote it visually, so I can see everything. I'm just like I'm watching a movie, eating popcorn in my mind, seeing everything play out. It was cold. It was written. You would enjoy it. It's cold. The guy that when I got it published, he said it read like and this is a compliment from Caucasians. He said it read like Huckleberry Finn, and that's one of their extinguished books or something. Back in the days, they all had to learn. We all had to read. But somebody, he compared it to, he said it read like, visually, the characters, he said it was like Huckleberry Finn. So, that was a very, that made me feel good.
Okay, yeah. Well, you plan on having a sequel or any other ideas or books, or would you think about writing again?
Yeah, I have a sequel to that, but the sequel really is still on. It's done. Everything is done. I have a sequel. But another thing that made me realize that I had good characters, it was a police officer. I worked for the city. And I was doing janitorial. We had to clean the offices and stuff like that. I gave it to her to read, and she read it. I said, "What would you give me from 1 to 10?" And she said, "I'll give you a 7, because everything is detailed. I had talked to a police officer and I was telling him about it, and I gave him some little excerpts of it. He said, but what about this? So he was like, you let me know. When they study everything, they look at everything. They've been taught to see every crime. They look at everything for as a crime scene, a cigarette butt. So they very detailed. So niggas, if you're doing a crime, believe me, them niggas are detailed. They gonna look at everything. Believe you, if you go, I'm not, speaking negativity into existence. But, one police officer, he told me, when I was, looked at my detectives, and he said, that phone is the number one snitch. It tells them everything. They can track you from here to tomorrow, and every movement you make. You hit a button, they listening to you, or they watching TV, watching. We are the damn TV show, the billionaires and watchers. We are the comedians. We watching TV, but they watching us. But let's go to some else.
Okay. I know you had spoke about your hunger for battling other MCs and stuff like that. I just want to speak on what was your favorite rap beef of history that you remember, and can you answer that?
Like I said, the one that really set it off is when Paris One battled MC Shed. The bridge is over. That battle opened up the floodgates to hip hop. Hip hop was, they gave it more attention. It was looked at.
attention to the battle between Charleston White and Lil Boosie?
Yeah.
It's not a battle, that's just a beef I wanted to throw on.
You know, Charleston White, brilliant mind. You know, like I said before, he's one of the kids that was had to watch, listen, and learn because he couldn't play for the other kids. So his mind is very sharp, and that one eye. See, when you have a deficiency or a handicap, whatever you lack in strengths. So he had to focus more with that one eye. So it made his brain, you know, it sparked certain, you know, neurons. Is it neurons? You know, in his mind that made him more attentive. So he could focus more and listen. Because he was a window child, you know, in the window. He had to watch him play. He couldn't play. So when you watch it, hey, throw me the ball, you know, you more, you know, in sync.
Right, okay.
So that's why that brother, he's smart, but, you know, one thing, he's still a bad seed. You know, he's still a bad seed because he won't let it go forward.
So what you think about what he said, you know, about Young Thug and about keeping these rappers locked up, and he wanted Lil Boosie to stay locked up for longer. He wanted Young Thug and all. You know, Young Thug just got caught snitching. What do you think about that? And we think about rappers of today that's all locked up right now. Lil Durk, Young Thug, and all of those guys.
You know, it's what they say, no honor amongst thieves. So how you think a man gonna be not gonna tell when he's a criminal? It's a part of the game. Everybody tells. The government tells. They got doctors. Hey, he did. Oh, you know, can I get a pardon? You know, everybody tells. Everybody telling something. So all that snitching shit, you know.
So what you think about, like, somebody rap beef? If somebody lies in a rap beef, you know.
Everybody lie. I got 30 calls, you know what I'm saying? Good blah, you know, bling bling, and I was selling dope, nigga. If you was selling dope, your ass would be locked up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody lies. It's all a lie.
Kendrick Lamar lost a rap beef about Drake because some stuff he said wasn't true, but even though nothing the stuff Drake said was true. I want to ask you this: what do you think about an artist like Drake in hip hop?
You know, Drake, if somebody's writing for that nigga, they write some good shit. Drake cold. You gotta, you know, that nigga singing on your ass, you know.
Singing, salsa, all of it.
Yeah, Drake, Drake good. Drake good.
Club hits, he's a brilliant artist.
He's brilliant, whatever he into with all that boy, I'm just looking at his artistry. You know, if somebody writing that shit, keep writing.
So what do you think about him as far as, have you heard that he sued after a rap beef? Do you feel like that makes him less hip-hop? Or do you think...
Nigga, don't be a punk. You know, that's sissified. You don't be a punk. This is hip-hop. And if you can't take it, man, get the fuck out. You know, but I hate to be like that, but this is hip-hop. Take that shit, rub that shit off and get back at it. Come at me, any one of you. Burn me, I'm a... Whoo, but I'm coming back. Rakim, Paris One, LL Cool J, come. Nas. Y'all might, hey, and Nas, you might have to get Busta Rhymes to help you. Busta Rhymes get Nas or whoever to help you. But come. I won't write nothing. You will never see me with a pen.
Yeah, we gotta set it up. You gotta
the first day you write, first day I hear something coming from any of you, I'm gonna put the camera on me and we just gonna walk right into the studio. I'm gonna create a beat and
okay. What would you think about joining a competition or something like that and competing?
Yeah, but anyway, I got that for it. That's get your black ass off my throne.
So you didn't have any pieces to share with us to open it up this time, because I forgot to ask. Or did you have any other poems or anything you would like to kick off?
You know,
segment. Hold on, let me.
A piece. Let me get this at you. I slap the shit out of your beats, boy. And leave doo-doo spelt on the wall. King Kalik, I'm that raw. Dig 'em, dug 'em while I drag 'em down the street by their hair like I love 'em. See, hip-hop is my bitch, boys. Y'all want some booty, I'ma see me MCs. No run like big pun tongue bumblebee. Y'all say, tell J.A. who is he, man, down like Aero School like Robert De Niro. Blow your face on the side of the wall with the rhyme barrel. My boat gently down your stream. Mary, Mary, burning fairies, king, call it your king. Like him Jesus, never leave us, go back to church and sing, he sing. Songs about the Holy Ghost while the goats are partying. Down fire, I'll pick up the ground, slam, boom, 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 bap. Hey, Lot, we gotta go. We can't come back here no more. Cause Babylon is burning down America, she goes up in flames. Niggas insane, who's to blame for the vein, the brain, the contact, Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Remembering the time they used to live like us. That man has to foul this human nuts. Living like a woman, woman living like us. But I won't succumb to your homologous theopause, not of God, but of lust. Therefore the crushing of the can, wicked man. I blow your soul out your body with my tongue. Now my hands are made for clapping, finger snapping, toe tapping. Yes, Negroes, I am still rapping. Church, hallelujah. Well, I said if God don't speak through ya, you wasting time sipping wine, snorting on a few lines. Booty on mine, slow grind, waking up to the sunshine. But oh no, who's this he, she next to you, yo? Looking like Neo, makeup smeared off on the pillow. Snoring like a horse wig on the floor. You tiptoeing off the bed, heartbeat reach thy throat. You balling up thy fist, screaming out, hell no. Teardrops swing low, cause you just realized you've been dignated by the world of the assholes. Woo! Cha 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 cha. So,
Is that a freestyle? Yeah, that was crazy right there. That was dope. But I want to ask you, have you heard about how Cat Williams is connected to the recent shooting, and the death of Monique's comedian friend?
You know, I really don't know too much about that situation. But everybody give an opinion of a doubt. Nothing is true until it is. You know what I'm saying? And we in the world now of deception. We're in the world of deception. This, if the powers that be, I wouldn't say power because no one has power but Allah, Al-Qawi. The ones who have influence, I would say the influencers. If they could put on a fake mask and you couldn't tell who's who, it's nothing they can't do or won't do. They have technology that we ain't seen yet. You know what I'm saying? They give you what you want, they want you to have. But if they want you, they can get you. This system belongs to them. So the only thing we can do is try our best to stay connected with our higher being. It says, seek refuge for the life from Satan and reject it. We are this the jaw, the third eye. Looking for this particular human being to come up earth moving like a monster. Nah, but the jaw, the third eye, the camera. Like NyQuil. Why you count to 33 sheep? Why you sleep? You see the faces of the Nazi. I crawling up your cheek. Tongue dead in your mouth. You can't speak. Why you pissing your pants? Your last dance. Nas ain't got a chance. Y'all think he's Superman? If not, then give him a hand. Then watch me pop that ass. It's like a rubber band. Man, now get your ass up off my throat. I'm a walk on top of water on this one. Because it ain't got nothing to do with me. But who's on the tape? Who's on the tape?
Who's on that tape? Hey, that's your next single. Who's on the tape?
Are you on the tape? Then give them some fakes. Yeah, but I don't think it'll ever come out like the old dude, other dude, Epstein. Then will never come out because who's on the tapes? It's the power of influencers on the tapes.
Think about that dude Jim Jones saying
Anybody ever heard of Jim Jones? He had one hit that came out. Ballin'. That was hot. But nah, Jim, he just getting attention. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when niggas fade, they gotta bring a name into the atmosphere to try to bring them back on the floor and start, falling back down.
I don't know if you heard, but also Slick Rick dropped a new album.
You see, because the originators are coming back. You know, it's time. That group I was talking about. You know, we're back on top. It's time for the originators to come back. All this shit they've been doing, this Nas X and all this and all this. What you call that? Triller rapper?
TikTok.
Driller.
Oh, drill, yeah.
Drill. See, all that, you know, everything has had its time. And that time for that music and that sound is depleting. Because the world is tired of your bullshit, your nonsense. You know, killing it. They tired. They want their kids to breathe again. You know what I'm saying? To live again. You know what I'm saying? But this generation has to be destroyed.
I'm surprised by any of the deaths that celebrities that heard about last year. We had Malcolm Warner, we had Ozzy Osbourne, we had Hulk Hogan.
See, it's just that because they're celebrities is a big honor. But everybody has a time. No one can stay. I don't care if you're blessed with 1,000 years of life. Like they're trying to go in their incubators and try to live again in their tools. You know, you will face a lot. You know, so all the bullshit you're doing, you have to see it. You're not getting away with nothing. Get your ass up. Only if he knew you can't get away, maybe he would treat us better as a people. And maybe we would treat each other better. Because we are harming our own.
Comedians under fire. What do you think about Corey Holcomb right now?
Corey, he speak his mind. You know, Corey is free. You know what I'm saying? He's free. When you free...
He's controversial. He says some stuff that rubs some people the wrong way.
He's free. He's not tied to none of them. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody got a thumb up his ass. You know, woo, making a nigga jump when he wanted to. He's free. Keep on, you know, Corey, do what you do, Hakeem.
No, you're a fan of sports.
I use a piece on of your topic that you use about what's that nigga? It was in the skirt.
Most
Def, yeah. When you was talking about Most Def, I dropped a joint called what is it called? Is it the Metaverse?
Yeah,
was that the Metaverse?
That's right.
Yeah, it's called the Metaverse. Check that out, the Metaverse.
Yeah, we're gonna drop
Go
that
let
in
your soul
right
get
now.
caught in the Metaverse.
We're gonna drop that in the soundtrack. But I also wanted to ask you, were you a fan of sports at all?
You know, I watch them. Sometimes I watch tennis. You know,
tennis.
I watch the sisters play. You know what I'm saying? And that one sister, we just beat this Caucasian girl, and she gonna call her uneducated.
Oh man, was that Venus and Serena?
Nah, there was another sister that came out that's on the scene. You know, education got her kicking that ass. You know what I'm saying? Because she learned the game. You know what I'm saying?
Sports do you follow? Do you follow boxing at all, or?
Oh yeah, you know what? I just wrote I got a video I just did called the dog. If you think your dog, then let your bitch go. You know what I'm saying? I wrote it, you know, I was hoping, you know, like if I can get it on what's his name, Terrence Crawford and Canelo.
Okay, yeah, Terrence Crawford.
You know, hey Terrence, check out that song. If you think your dog, then let your bitch go.
And I also heard that you had did something that you pitched to Floyd Mayweather's team also too, the Gorilla in the Mist.
Yeah, I wrote a song a couple years ago called The Gorilla in the Mist. You know, Floyd, check that out. And also got a cold video for you. It's about the Hublot watches. You know what I'm saying? You with me, you want to make a couple million? I just want 3%. You can have it. And I'm not a greedy man.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, about Hublot watches.
What about the female side of it? Have you heard of what Clarissa Shields has been doing right now? They call her the female Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, the gloat.
Would you be interested in seeing her fight? You know, Ali, Shayla. What's Ali's daughter's name? I forget her name.
Shayla. Yeah, you know, woe to get her. You know, even though Ali, she was at her high days, that, you know, she reigned supreme.
Layla Ali.
Yeah, Layla. You know, but I think the GOAT to get her. because she didn't learn too much. She been hanging with the big dogs, you know what I'm saying, learning tricks. Boom, boom. Tyson taught her, Floyd taught, she been picking. Okay. She been picking the qualities, the best qualities, you know what I'm saying. She still got, growth.
Mm-hmm. What about football? You a fan of Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp. Them niggas warned your ass, boy. He just a freak. He just a big freaky dicky. Hollywood is freaky. Hollywood is freaky. They all freaky. I remember Sugarfoot used to tell me stories, and Marsha Jones about the boat parties. They would never tell you, but they'll tell you some things. It's just like a forbidden law. They won't ever tell you because if they tell you the shit that's happening, they know they're involved. So they'll tell you so much. Yeah, but I heard all about that.
Yeah,
that's why
got some controversy. He decided to do the payout, and he put that woman's kids and grandkids, through college with the money he gave her.
What was it, 20 million?
Yeah, about 50 million or 20 million.
I know he got sued for 50, but did she settle for 20?
Okay, yeah, she might settle for 20. You're right about that. I want to get my facts wrong. But a lot of people, a lot of black women in particular, are mad at that. And, what's your thoughts on? Is that his business? He do what he want. He's rich. Or do you feel like he could have gave that to his kids and he could have?
But it was tooken. He didn't give it up, here, he want $20 million. Nah, shit was tooken.
But he was also spending a lot of money on the interactions just to meet her up and have those relations.
Because when you got millions of dollars, money ain't a thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tricking. Everybody's a trick. Everybody's spending money for something. You eat, you watch a movie, get a toenail done.
A lot of people said, hey, Shannon, you're a freak, need to get somebody your age and settle down. Or do you feel like, you know what?
From the beginning of the time, if you want a older man to find you, then get yourself together. 300 is not the new sexy, black woman. It's not. You walking around here with cellulite and tight shit and everything is two backs. You know what I'm saying? One thing I see white people doing that we don't do, they asses be walking. I be at the job, and they lunch break, they asses getting 8,000 steps in.
Yeah.
You got
counting them steps.
You got a Red Bull, you know what I'm saying? Too busy putting some fake poison in your hair. You know what I'm saying? It's time to be real. Let all that fake shit go. Those days are over. Now it's time to stand in front of your creator because the world is being judged. You're being judged. You expect for a man to be real, but you can't be real. When you come out the house, who is you? That's not the real you. Everything about you fake now. You got double eyebrows on, wig, bloated lips, bloated ass, bloated titties. But all that shit got to come out one day. You ain't nothing but a hospital bill. You debt. And I hate to say that. And we got some beautiful sisters that's very spiritual, beautiful sisters. I hope I can find me one. But come on, black women, 300 is not the new sexy. We can't be like them. We can't eat the same food they eat. Our digestive system is not, we don't have the same acids. They can eat red meat like that and digest it. But we can't.
Are there any black women artists in particular that have caught your interest or you want to shout out or that you listen to? Do you listen to the female MC side of it? And do you have any names that come to mind?
Well, one sister I will always give love to is Lauryn Hill. I'd love to do a song with Lauryn. That's the only one I would ever do a song with.
And what about, have you heard of Sha Rock?
And Sha Rock was real. Sha Rock, come on, Sha Rock. They need to be, she need to be put more in the forefront, but she's clothed. But one sister I got to give, Nikki Cole.
Yeah,
Nikki Cole.
She's cold. So what do you think about Nikki? Is she the new, would you say Cardi B is the new queen of rap, or does that still go to Nikki?
Ain't nobody, they not rocking with Nikki. Nikki Cole. Nikki a savant. Nikki's cold. And different styles of characters. She got different characters. But it's time for the big booty to sit down. You know what I'm saying?
See, another one from that same branch is Doechii. You might have not heard of her yet, but she's kind of a Nicki mixed with a little bit of also Kendrick. She's got a wild heart to her, but she's all natural.
I think your father let me hear her.
Okay.
Yeah, she cold. Yeah, she cold. Yeah, she cold. When she wearing the crown.
Yeah, she does different looks and different stuff.
Yeah, she cold. Little spiritual sister. Yeah. I like you, don't you?
But yeah, so that's good. Shout out to those sisters and Lauryn Hill and maybe Erykah Badu.
The Badu, man, Dre, he was lucky. He caught that real spiritual sister. You know what I'm saying? She faded into this. You know, the industry pushed her, into this.
Trying to change the world.
But, she wanted, from a spiritual being to a witch, You could see the change, she had to go through to become.
So do you believe the rumor that goes around in hip hop and Black Hollywood, and that she has that witch pussy that she puts it on you, it puts a spell on your career?
Them some little punks. You can't look her in her eye. Yeah, man. You know what? I go get the biggest satellite. I mean, what's that big dish they call Vatican? They got what they call it, the Satan, that telescope.
Yeah, the Hubble telescope.
Yeah, I put that shit 7 feet from her forehead and hop down. Now, what is I supposed to see? You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, witch pussy. She just traditional, and she telling them how to hit it. Get out of here! I kick her out my bed. I kicked many of them out my bed in the days.
So you had a witch put it on you before and try to put that spell on you. Put that that hag rod your back.
Yeah, I put some wings on her back. Okay, fly your ass back home and tell them.
Get your hot ass off my throne.
Yeah, but anyway,
so
I love Badu, but get out of here.
So okay,
I drink cranberry juice. That pussy supposed to smell like cranberry juice. That's good.
Now I want to ask you this: Do you feel like police brutality is worse or better now with Trump in office versus Obama? And do you feel like we're desensitized now to the Trayvon Martins and the ones of those type of situations?
Well, people don't realize we are in critical times, and you've been ushered like cattle. They setting all this shit up for martial law. You know what I'm saying? They show them blacks raiding, breaking in stores, stealing Fendi bags. This one, people that stole $100,000 worth of burgundy purses or some bull. They setting it up. They setting it up. They implement. You see, he had martial law and the martial guard, whoever he was in D.C. Now he gonna bring it to Chicago. Now it's gonna be, in every city, their major, streets, they're gonna have, you're gonna have to have show identification. They setting it up. They setting it up. And all these people that's, when Cat said who they building this for, them concentration camps, they building it for your ass. It's just all set up and you playing into their hands. You playing into their hands and they scooping you up at night. You know what I'm saying? And what you gonna do? We got you on camera. You playing into their hands.
So do you have a plan for...
It says to hold on to the rope of Allah. And if you ain't holding on to the rope, shit, you're a monster.
To the rope of Allah.
You're a monster, unfortunate.
So is there anybody you want to shout out, or anybody that you want to see this in particular, or anything, last message, or any stories you want to tell from your career, or any warnings that you want to give people that's following your footsteps?
Like I said, it's time to, and AIDS, and they pushing these horse pills, you can fuck 40 hours straight, you know what I'm saying? They pushing this, and they also pushing this virus, AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, all this shit is going rampant, and it's destroying our
sign
people.
Of the times,
and it's destroying our people. And when the new reset is that if you get in, that they can get your your hospital records. So they know what you have and what you don't have. And if you're already infested, you're going to be deleted. So y'all think y'all just party hardying, but it's a plan. Yeah, fuck yourself to death because that's what you're going to end up dead. Either by that or by them, because you're not allowed into the new system.
Can you speak on where do you think the AIDS virus came from? Did they say that really came from chimps having sex?
That's all a lie. That's a biological warfare. It's biological warfare. They've been doing experimental shit, but this is the shit that killed 5 of the scientists. I once read, I wrote a song called I Heard the Words of the Devil about a scientific report about AIDS. A deadly virus that's enraged, consuming every human it touches. Within its clutch, it tears him up by breaking down the immune system. Abysmal virus, biological warfare, beware, because it's everywhere. Hey woman, save the child. It doesn't matter how you get down, it wears a mad frown. So before you pull your undies down, look around because it's incognito. They're low to explode. Because when it strikes, the whole world becomes cold. You're begging to help, but the world be like, no. There's nothing we can do. The plague is out of control. Killing off humanity and everyone you know. But the cure is in self-control and just say no. Because it sleeps in your blood for years before it appears. And wreak havoc in your day, and wreak havoc in your life. The days of fright night. The monsters, something, you know.
Okay, we're gonna drop that in. That song that you did. Words of the Devil.
Yeah, I haven't said that rhyme in 10 years. That rhyme is 10 years, that song is 10 years old. I was telling you way back then, but I couldn't get no spin.
So the last question I think I have for you is, do you think COVID was started by Chinese bats? Or is it more biological warfare at play?
See, all this fits in population control.
So that's the agenda.
Bats ain't biting. You wouldn't ever somebody said I got attacked by bats. This is all created in the lab. You know, it's biological warfare. You know what I'm saying? That devil hated you since he laid eyes on you. So it's stay on the Saratu Mustiki the best you can. I'm trying to stay on it the best I can.
Can you break that down for us? Sarata Mustaqim.
The righteous path to your creator. Try to stay on the righteous path. And it says to hang with the righteous. If you were hanging with niggas that's into all this bullshit, you gonna follow suit. Because you're gonna be drawn in by the current.
So the company you keep is either gonna weigh you down or elevate you higher.
Like in your grandparents used to tell you, you know, when you was a kid, stay away from that boy. Stay away from them girls. Because they seen in them what they are. Because they've been there, done that. You know, the knowledge has been suppressed now. There's no more grandmothers and grandfathers, you know, that's dropping down knowledge to their sons and their daughters and the youth and grandkids. Because they've been taken out the picture. The generation getting younger and younger and more foolish and more, you know, stupider. Stupider. I'm gonna give you know, I had the word stupid alert.
Super stupid. That's crazy. Well, the next generation shall be the cure. You gotta teach the kids right. You gotta influence the youth and young.
And believe me, winter's coming. It's a plan for the winter. When they cut off the electricity, the EBT cards cut off, you know, and you coming down to the place trying to get some stamps and hollering about what we're going to do, what I'm going to do. It's like the squirrels, when they know winter's coming, what they do, gather up their nuts. They prepare for the winter. We have to get our pantries together. Get your food, your water, your canned goods. It's starting to stack up before it might be a harsh winter. The stores might be, you know, it's no food. You know, it's no one working the fields because we ain't jumping in they fucking fields. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got it twisted. You know, we are educated. You know what I'm saying? You know, so the system is being collapsed on purpose. But stack up your nuts, stack up your nuts.
I want to ask you this too before we leave off of here. Is the earth flat, round, or is there a firmament?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the earth is shaped like an ostrich egg. And yes, it is flat, but it's spinning so fast you can never reach the end. You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion. You can never reach the end. What you gonna peep over into? You know what I'm saying? You can't never peep. You can't never, cross the golden ring.
Hey, I hear that. Okay, that's deep. So, is any last remarks you want to give? This has been another installment of the Town's Crier, episode 3, part 3.
Hey, I'm coming slowly but surely. I had a lot of hiccups in the game. The devil, that nigga had his foot against the door, not letting me in, but I understand. But, which is all. But I love you all. Check out my book, Play Me Girl. If I can find someone that edited it correctly. But if you liked it, what's the movie Eddie Murphy was in, Harlem Nights? If you like that type of symmetry and that type of feel, check out Play Me Girl.
Okay. Play Me Girl, check that out. And did you ever forgive some of the people that did you wrong in your career? Some of the managers that cheated you and some of the ones that shot you down? Do you feel like, where would you think you would be now if they never would have did none of that? Everything went right and you was made it into Fight the Hollywood Devils of Stardom. You think
shit, we might be on the Diddy files. He saved us. He probably on the Diddy tapes.
There you go, have it.
Because when you're not spiritual, and you in the world in the dunya, and that's the route you have. That nigga was the gatekeeper. Everybody had to see Diddy. If you was blowing up in any type of way, he was gonna see you. That nigga had that shit on lock. They call if that nigga was Iblis in the flesh,
Nah, that's that on that. Hey, thank you.
Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. The Quranic.
Yes, sir.